Oh, and my the screen is just totally. Wait, wait. There we go. All right. And oh, look, Tim's even not muted. Oh my God, are you all there? Can I hear
How,
everybody?
I think there's a
Uh-oh.
couple people muted, but yeah, we're good. It
I
works.
mean,
Hi.
wow, look at this. We
Hi.
did it.
Hopefully this works.
It works. Yeah, welcome everybody. So I am the GM Tim, and you are watching Star Trek Lost Voyages, and we're gonna jump right into it. Sofek, you're walking down the halls towards the turbolift. The captain has called a conference, and you meet up with.
I'm meeting up with Gurkhan, who's coming up from engineering.
All right.
And as we're walking along, he greets me in his usual Klingon fashion, asking how I am handling the boredom of lack of combat that haven't been in for I don't know. For us, it's been almost a week, so a long time.
That's a lot for Gurkhan.
And I am telling him about a Class H planet that the Vulcan Expeditionary Group has been studying. And it's quite fascinating as it's fairly close to the sun that it's orbiting. It's only 0.03 AUs away from it, which should mean that it should be a scorched rock, but it apparently is not.
Yeah, it's real.
Gurkhan makes a joke. It must be lovely in the summer. Trying to see if you can get just a little bit of a snicker or something from Sofek.
Does it even get an arched eyebrow there, Sofek?
I mean, its loveliness is immaterial, as it's not really a quantifiable measurement of planetary survey.
Wow, well done. Well done. All right, you guys, the turbo lift door opens. You go down a little short hallway and into the conference room. Yezikov is there, as is Dr. Ross. You've been called up. And Zanny, you've been waiting and ready for them. On the screen, you guys see a Vulcan that, to anybody else, looks like like a Vulcan. Sofek, you actually notice this Vulcan looks extremely distressed.
Yes, both eyebrows are raised.
Okay, and Sam, you can take it away.
Rakan, Sofek, take your seats. We're responding to a distress call from a Vulcan Expeditionary Group on Trax Epsilon 1. We lost the signal 1 day ago, but we are still en route. The stress call, I'll play it for you now. We are required immediate assistance. Atmospheric conditions have proven too hazardous to the expedition to continue. One team lost. The other coordinates are enclosed. 2 members of the expedition remain here at base camp. Taral, we request the nearest Starfleet vessel make contact and extract us. And on repeat.
And with that, we're going to go to our intro. Okay. All right, so you guys come out of warp, and the view screen is snapped on to the planet that's in question. You see looks like an average tiny solar system, and I mean tiny is in like small amount of numbers. There's two J class planets, a D class, that's the rocks. Just at the edge, like a Pluto style, and then what should be an H class planet, but what you see instead is this black, almost like a broiling gas all around the planet where the atmosphere should be. And doing your job as you do, you guys jump to the stations that you need to jump to, and you all get you all get your information. So you all have information I have given you.
Captain, the atmosphere of this planet appears to be absorbing most of the light being outputted by the sun, including some infrared and ultraviolet spectrums. It would reduce visibility to almost nothing on the surface.
I'm having trouble penetrating the magnetic field of this planet, Captain. It appears to be almost in a constant state of flux. I cannot get through the upper troposphere.
Right. So there's no way we could locate the survey party at this moment.
Well, so you know where their last location was. You
Right,
know where
but
they
we can't-
should be, like on the planet according to the map, right? But it's going to be challenging.
Right. I guess Sarah, bring us into geosynchronous orbit over the last known location.
You got it, sir.
Slovak, is there any way we could penetrate that was it the ionosphere that was causing the problems?
The entire planet's magnetic field is in flux. It's like the North and South Pole are constantly shifting. We can't get too deep into the surface. It'll be difficult. Maybe a tight beam scan, Captain.
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to match our scanning output with the fluctuation of the planet's magnetism, or is it random?
It's possible, Captain, but the problem is it would be a lot slower and slightly more difficult than normal. We wouldn't be able to scan large swaths of land, nor would we be able to do it very accurately. But we could possibly, if we really try, find life signs. Not be able to identify them, but we might be able to find life signs.
We could have a better location. I assume that the party is still going to be hunkering at their last known location. We need to find a way to get them up here.
Okay, so why don't we
Hey,
do?
sir,
sorry. No, go ahead, please.
I'm just looking at these readings here. I don't think we're going to be able to fly a shuttle through this mess. Looks like it's going to be way too difficult. I mean, I think with some of the ship's help, we might be able to beam down there. The geometric anomalies are just too much, sir.
Well, thank you for your input.
You got it.
The other option would be fly our ship down there, but I don't think it's rated for this type of atmosphere. So let's go with the transporter.
I would advise against the transporter. According to this little screen over here, it's telling me that the chemical composition of the atmosphere has completely changed. It's rendering it unbreathable, extremely cold.
What about with EV suits? Right. So we have a situation where we may be able to beam down a rescue party, maybe with definitely with EV gear, maybe with some transporter enhancers, but we first have to locate where we need to transport them so we can get them back safely along with the Vulcan science team. In that case, when was their last known
Transmission was about a day ago.
transmission? Right. Very well.
Captain,
Yes.
request permission to send a probe down first. Maybe we could use that to get more accurate readings.
Approved. Send a Class 2 probe.
Nice. Oh, did you actually
Last
look?
two?
Troll.
Sure, why not?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't
was trying
think
to remember, and I was like,
it's technobabble.
I'm like, I'm
yeah.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure class 1 is for like multi-phase flux stuff, and I'm like, that's how this is
so
weird, if I remember.
Let's face it, we're just going to assume the captain's just sprouting off numbers. We're going to put the appropriate probe down.
So
Yeah.
early aughts Tim knew this little tidbit of information because he had the stupid tech manual memorized. So not yep fully. It was like yeah I was yeah. Anyways, on to other
In
things,
either
please.
case,
Yeah.
Send to
Nerd.
class 2. Send to class 2 probe, and then let's all convene in conference room 2 to see what we can.
You're still in conference room 2. Oh no, you're not. You're on the bridge. You're on the
yeah.
bridge. Yeah, that's right. You're on the bridge. You're on the bridge. That's right. Yeah.
Everybody
No,
round
Beagle
up.
flew us here. It's fine.
Yeah. Beagle's on the bridge. Oh man.
By himself, we're still all in the conference room.
no.
Beagle's just running from station to station.
We're just having a tea party.
There's
This is Beagle and Sarah.
There's supposed
The
to be
door
other
opens,
people here.
Sam yells the orders in, door closes.
Sarah would get us there safe flying lane. Beagle would get us there safely too. He'd just be really stressed about it. Anyways, everybody gather the relevant information. So, Dr. Ross, if you have any information on the atmospheric conditions and anything we may need to give the away team when we're sending them down, that'd be great. Your con, monitor the probe, make sure it doesn't blow up, and work with SOFEX on bringing any readings so that we can make this easier. Sarah, keep a look on those fluctuations, because obviously we're not flying down, but we may need. If there's any way you could work out a way for us to fly down in case something goes wrong, that'd be great.
So Sarah, why don't you give me a daring and con for your pilot role?
And I'll
Sure
meet you all
thing.
in conference room 2. Okay.
Boop.
So Sarah,
That's 3
three success. Yeah. So you probably could actually plot a course through. You'd have to roll at least that well, and it would be still a bumpy ride. Everyone would need to make a fitness check against the gale force winds, but it is doable. It's almost quite literally like you could probably map out either like a flip the coin. Your probe comes back, Sofek. It has, and Gurkhan, I guess. The two of you would be looking at this information. You guys are able to pinpoint where the Vulcan base should be. You can't see it because you can't see anything. There's 0.04 of the light percent of the light is getting through this stuff. It is very dark, but your probe is able to kind of like map out. I suspect that we've got something better than LiDAR by now. So I figure if we can use LiDAR now to look back 1,000 years into some tech that's hiding underneath the jungle, then Star Trek should be able to do something similar and better. Let's call it hyper LiDAR, because Tim's technobabble is a little bit broken tonight. But yeah, your hyper LiDAR detector, your space scan, yeah.
Subspace. You use the space and subspace to scan at the same time.
Yeah, your subspace LiDAR. There we go. Yeah, yeah. So you're able to find you have a landing site, and you have the basic. You can get within a few meters of the entrance to the base.
I'm going to really, really take a look at the atmospheric readings and see if our EVA suits will actually hold up to this.
Yep. Give me a check. This is a momentum grab, basically. So give me a daring. This is a daring and engineering.
Okay. 2 dice. I got no specialization. 2 successes.
Yeah. So you put 2 successes into the pool if you want. They will indeed hold up. It doesn't look like it's acidic. It doesn't look like it's corrosive. It just looks like it's very dark, and because of that, very cold.
So at that point, would I be able to?
It's not something Class M people can breathe. That's the big thing.
Would I be able to modify the EVA suits to have an extra light source?
No, it looks like it doesn't seem to, like, the light emitting diodes from the probe are not able to.
Cutting through.
Yeah, no more than 1 or 2 meters.
Okay.
It's dark.
So I'm going in with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, you could use your tricorders, and you could use you can network them together. Everything is going to be a little bit wonky because of those gravimetric. That's the other thing that's kicking in, right? Those gravimetric fluctuations are throwing off like almost everything. So communication will be choppy. You could probably funnel it through the shuttle, but direct contact to the ship is going to be complex. You could probably stay in contact with each other, but you might have issues there. You're going to have to set up some the pattern enhancers as soon as you land. But even then, it's more recommended to use the pattern, like the actual like shuttle emergency transport. That's probably a better way to, so. Or the base transporter pads, right? Because then you got that direct link. You can lessen it down a little bit.
And is there any like harsh weather, like wind or storms or anything
in the upper
that
atmosphere?
We can even see.
Yeah,
Nothing
so
down here?
that's what Sarah has said, is that the winds are blowing around like a storm.
So we might want to literally tie ourselves to each other.
Not that bad. Not this adventure.
We're not going to get
Okay.
blown away.
But coming in and going out are going to be
We're not-
issues. Yeah. Okay. So what is the plan? How are we getting down?
Right. Well, Sofik, we're in conference room 2. Sofik, you said your probe came back. Was there any additional information we should know before making that decision? Maybe.
Trying. So what did we got the probe back, right? Yes.
Mhm.
What did it come? I'm sorry, Tim. I zoned out a
That's
brief
okay.
bit there. What did the probe come back with?
For the atmospheric conditions.
Yes, because we got the
That,
probe back. What info did we get off of that?
yeah, basically, you just got back everything you guys already got from the scan. The probe was helping you find the base.
Great.
And you're able to get within a couple meters of the base if you wanted to land with the shuttle or beam down. And between Sarah and Sofek, between Sarah and Gurkhan, you're able to do one of those two.
Oh, but yeah, nothing on atmospheric conditions or anything like that. apart from
Nothing
what we
more
already
than
know.
what you've already gotten. Yeah. Dr. Ross was like full on, just like it. We got to wear our suits. Likely Dr. Ross, like base medicine, right? If you're gonna have to wear suits just to get down there, chances are you guys are now doing like more of a rescue mission than originally intended. So speed is probably better.
Right. Speaking of which, I would like to keep the shuttle as a backup in case the transporters fail, because they have a tendency to do that. So I'd rather not risk the shuttle right away. So I think we'll transport down there, but I'll let you all, everybody in the conference room, know that I have felt a presence on the surface. Something I haven't felt in a very long time. It's bad at that fire. I'm just kidding. Anyways, yes. So I shall be leading this mission.
Really, sir?
Yes.
Are you sure?
This time, for once, I am.
Poor Yazikov. Really?
Thank you for your input.
Are you-
Before we go,
It's been some time.
is there any way, since visibility is going to be with such poor quality, is there a way that we can modify our tricorders to basically be pinging and form like an echolocation map?
Oh yeah, like
So that we can
how about I'll go one
keep
step
track of each
further
other?
for you. I'll let you actually we'll use our subspace lidar, and you guys can have like almost like a heads up display on your actual your EV suits. We'll have a HUD, and it'll actually ping where you guys are, so you can actually see that like would look like that cool infrared outline that doesn't really exist but does in movies.
That little thing.
It exists now in real life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
So you're gonna have
they
that.
just showed it.
You're gonna have that outline of the grid, and kind of like it'll look 3D-ish, and you'll be able to kind of like make out where people are, even if you can't actually see them.
That technology has just been revealed to exist in the U.S. military as of today.
I mean, there you go. So it will work within 5 meters. Anything beyond that, you won't be able to see.
So
in the
it may
current
just drop
atmosphere.
off the grid. Cool. Right. So in that case, I believe our away team should be myself, Rakan, Dr. Ross, in case we need medical attention. Sofek, Iskov, would you care to join us? It's almost the original.
You guys so nicely, sir. I'd be happy to join.
Yeah, so nice.
Excellent.
Yeah.
We need someone to draw the threats out.
It's been a while
Always
since I've
happy
had
to be your
this-
meat shield, sir.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Beagle will have the con. Larkin can be his second. Beagle's an officer now. Weird,
Beagle's
right?
just like, yeah. Yeah, he is.
I firmly lay a hand on his shoulder and go, I trust you.
Don't
Big,
break my
the
shit.
big eyes, like it's just, oh my god, I didn't even realize it until right now. Beagle is Boimler. He's a security Boimler. He's just like, he's keen. Yeah, that's totally a thing. Oh well, I'll own it. Yeah, so he's super excited for this. He's down for it. He's ready.
People is ops now, I think, isn't he?
He was cross-trained.
He was
in ops,
cross-trained
wasn't
in ops. Yeah, I think we did actually move him to ops. I think. Yeah. Okay, so that's a thing. So Beagle is gonna be there. Yeah, that's awesome. All right, cool. Okay, let's continue, shall we? So how are you getting down? Beaming or shuttle?
Transporting.
Great. Who is gonna set up the transport? Probably Gurkhan. Yep. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. So Gurkhan, I need from you, please, where is my check? It's going to be an engineering and control.
Mhm.
And the ship sensors can assist with sensors and engineering.
All right, I'm gonna start with my roll. I'm gonna use the
And-
momentum to get a third dice.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now, difficulty is 4.
May
Gonna
I ask
use-
what our determination is?
Oh,
For
yes,
this?
thank you. God damn it. I was actually going to, I even had it listed, like, it's a sticky note right on my computer screen. After credits, show determination. All right, so your determination is it's Starfleet duty to respond to a distress call and recover the Vulcan science team.
Straightforward.
Okay,
Gurkhan's bird is making noise from the like there's some poor ensign that's got to follow on Gurkhan with the bird on his shoulder because the bird is his lucky Gurkhan is suddenly like who is Mickey Rooney's character in Iron Man 2? My lucky boy.
Whiplash.
Yeah.
Whiplash was
I think my
Mickey
bird.
Mickey Rourke, not Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rourke.
Oh, Tim's frozen.
Oh, am I still frozen?
It's because it's 8 o'clock and they want to go to sleep and they're yelling at me to cover
Yeah.
them.
All right.
So I'm
let's
going
get
to
that.
use. I'm gonna roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Would shipboard engineering systems count for my focus?
Do it.
Shipboard engineering, would that count for my focus?
No. If you had transporters, it would count for focus.
Fair. Then I'm going to burn 2 more momentum to get a 4th dice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I'll start with my die roll.
So all 3 momentum are burnt off. Ooh,
Oh.
nice. Holy moly. 5.
And then the ship
5?
supports
Yeah.
with sensors and science
Yeah.
or engineering.
Sensors and engineering.
Right, 1 die. No. That's
Very cool.
not in that. That's not a natural. Is it a natural one? That's a natural
No,
one.
it was a 2.
2, so it doesn't count. So 1.
That's all right. That's still so you're going to get those 3 momentum back. Do you want to burn one of them right now to beam into the thing instead of like?
Yes,
do you want
I
to
wanna
burn
beam
one of
us
them to
into
like?
the structure?
Yeah.
Into the structure itself, so that our suits are a little bit safer. But I also want to make note: I'm bringing extra suit patch kits on my engineering kit this time,
Okay.
because this atmosphere will kill quick,
Okay.
from what I understand from how cold it is.
Yep. Okay.
Then
So
I might bring an extra suit.
there won't be room for an extra suit if you've got
No,
to
there
bring
won't be.
the pattern
I'll
enhancers.
put it over top.
Yeah. He's double suited.
I'm gonna say that
Canada
I do.
Goose.
I do have the suit, but I have what looks like
Damn.
a winter jacket over top of the suit.
Okay.
So like one of those Starfleet issue, like with the fur around the neck and stuff that they have on the cold planets.
It's on the outside of the suit or the inside?
On the outside of the suit.
Doing nothing.
Because it looks stylish, right? Yeah.
I couldn't fit it, and I'm so worried about cold because Garkon loves warm planets. I mean, Konos
We're
is
all
hot.
doing stuff like that. I have one of those weird.
No,
winter
please
robe
don't.
things.
Please don't.
Sofek
There's
isn't.
no
Sofek's
end.
just slowly shaking his head, configuring his tricorder. on the
Yazikov
pad.
leans over to Sofek. This is why we never take him on wage missions.
You know,
I-
this is not
This is why.
the issue,
I-
right?
I-
Why modify his EV suit? It's
Yeah.
still structurally sound, yes?
Okay.
It's actually just buttoned. It's not even in the NB suit. It's like just around me. I arrived like this.
All right, so Gurkhan, I'm going to let you have a choice. So you can burn off the other 2 momentum right now and allow for the transporter pad on the other side to be able to cut through without having to roll a whole bunch again. So difficulty 3 instead of difficulty 4. Or you can put them in the pool.
I think I'm gonna put them in the pool
Okay?
and attempt to roll again.
For what?
You said I had to roll again for the transporter.
No. Like
you mean
when
on the
you
way
gotta
back
beam
up.
up. Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
yeah.
so you guys have 2 momentum in the pool, and you beam onto the transporter pad of the station, and as you do, you almost instantaneously, like you're in a dark night that you can't see any stars. Your EV lights barely illuminate a meter in front of you. You find like walls and closed hatches just because of the shape of the room. You kind of standard teleportation room, right? The outpost seems abandoned, has no power, and the building you're in, you can as you're kind of like going through, you find it's got breaches and tears along the alloy plated sides. None of the doors open, and with no emergency power, it takes some effort to manually do it. And the consoles lie dead, and your tricorder scans show that not even life support functions inside the building. So if you give me 2 seconds and discuss amongst yourselves, I'm going to give you all tidbits of information now that you find.
Well, this isn't good.
Can they
What
even
the-
be alive at this point?
That was what I was thinking. Unless they had some sort of environmental suit, I don't see how that would. I don't see how they could survive this. I also-
Logic would dictate they would have some environmental suits on a Class H planet survey.
I don't sense any presence here.
No,
Immediate.
but you
surrounding.
do have a headache.
Yes, but that's not usual. I only had 3 cups of Bractigino this morning.
Varia comes back around from where she was looking outside and goes, Devin, come in and look at this. And there are 2 Vulcan bodies outside dead with smashed EV suits.
Well, that looks like. Does Dr. Ross,
Yes.
Dougie, does this look like it would be
Dougie.
fallen from the storm?
How well does my medical tricorder do in the muck?
Poorly. All tricorder will be difficulty 2 instead of your typical difficulty 1. So why don't you give me a roll with it, please?
Can I look around for signs of violence?
Yeah, why don't we let Doug do his thing
Oh,
first?
for sure.
Should I do insight and medicine?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. And
While he's
it's-
rolling that nice, come look at this cliche. Love it. Thank you.
Crap.
You poke the eyelid of him. It's like, nah, I think this was.
Okay. So I will tell you what you find. So what you find is that there's no wounds or blunt force trauma that you can detect.
But their suits are ripped up, you said?
Nope, I didn't.
They're crushed.
Oh, crushed. So the bodies are crushed inside the EV suits?
Mm-hmm.
But the EV suits are fine
Yeah.
ish.
Do you want to take a look at the EV suits? Who's going to do that?
You know what? I'll take a stab at that.
Maybe
Okay.
Gurkon.
Yeah.
Isn't Gurkon
Yeah.
working on the transporter or something?
No,
Oh, is he?
no,
Sorry.
no. He's
Oh,
there.
oh.
You're all getting information. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, go for it,
I
Sam. I was
wasn't-
just like
I
maybe
know.
the engineer. I don't know.
I wasn't
I-
called over to the body, so my character would be he'd be over looking at the power supply, wondering why this place is powered down.
Chav Hunter nailed it. You found dead Vulcans.
Mystery solved. Back to the chip.
The tears in the bulkhead of this place, were they like inwards or outwards?
That's a good one. Why don't you give me an insight and engineering? Gurkhan, how'd you do in your roll?
I'm looking at the power supply. Is that what I'm doing?
You're looking at the. I thought you were looking at the.
I wasn't
We
called over.
suggested
So
it.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't called over, so my character would do the first thing that comes natural.
All right, so
why no power?
Yeah. So, have you let everyone know about that? You discovered yet, Gurkhan?
About no power?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was common knowledge because the lights were off.
Well, kind of, but like it's not just that the lights are off; it's that there's what I sent you in the little chat there.
Received anything? Oh wait, now I have. Okay, now I notice that, and then I go back to them where they are
Okay.
because I'm gonna assume I walked over to the thing.
Yep.
I go, Commander. The entire power supply, including backup batteries, has been completely drained. Commander,
I look over at Yasikov and go, he was addressing you, I guess.
Yeah,
He's used to it now.
He's used to it now.
Because the captain was looking at bodies, right?
As the
Preoccupied.
captain says that, Sofek comes out, looks at the two of them, and goes, "Captain, all of the Vulcans, all of the base's EV suits are gone."
Well, that's a good sign. However, whatever happened to these Vulcans may have happened to them. Yasuko, Gurkhan, maybe you could determine how these Vulcans died?
I kept scanning and I
Okay.
figured it out. Asphyxiation.
There you go.
But the EV suits are intact, yes?
Yep.
Correct.
Check the power supply on the EV suits.
Here you go, Gurkhan.
I roll them over and I'm like, Captain, it appears all the power supply in the suits and the damage to the suit is all located around energy sources.
What could drain all of this energy so quickly? Seems to be related to what's happening to the planet as a whole. Any theories, everyone?
Could be something to do with the magnetic storms.
Okay, good theory. There won't be much you can check until you get the base up and running, or at least powered back on if you would like to try that. Or you could try other things. You could go back up to orbit and try and investigate the planet. You could try and do it from down here and get the base running. I need you to make a decision as to which you're going to try, though.
Is turning the power on the best idea? If all of the stuff is based around power, isn't turning the power back on just gonna bring back whatever killed these Vulcans?
And did we discover if the attacks were from outside in or inside out?
Right. I forgot to tell you. Outside in.
They look like giant claw marks.
There's tear marks. Yeah, you can't make out. Let's go claw marks. That looks more. That's
So-
way more terrifying.
Yeah.
However, at this point, if we use the pattern enhancers, they require power. Could it draw whatever did this in the first place? We would be gone, but pattern enhancers would be destroyed.
The creature might, not creature, whatever is going after the power supply might already be here. There's a lot of power expended in teleportation, even on arrival.
So I mean, nerd Star Trek stuff. Power enhancers always seem to have their own power supply because they activated on like barren, rocky planets that have nothing else. So I imagine that pattern enhancers are built to have like a brief battery pack that like you turn them on, use them, and then they always stayed behind. So there's a lot of like just broken tubes. It's the only space junk I can. Yeah.
That's a Star Trek series that needs to happen. Just a ship that just goes around and picks up all the old pattern enhancers.
You have to inventory all of them until this one ship.
They've all got skews on them. God damn it, we're missing 39 Alpha.
Yeah, that's what industrial replicators are for.
Three surly old people just going on this. I can't believe it.
Can I scan the hull breaking points to see if there's any like organic matter left? Like if something scratched it, like if it lost part of its fingernail or flesh.
Sure, yeah, go for it.
Sweet. Take that.
Is that a 3 I see? 3 successes? Is that 3 successes?
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, okay. You do not find any organic material, no.
Seems we need to figure out why this planet is being sequestered in darkness, and we still need to find our Vulcan research team. Yesikov, you've been on more away missions than me in the past year. Your thoughts?
Well, sir, yes, I believe our best course of action would be to find the missing Vulcans. The longer they're out here, the higher chance of them dying, unfortunately. I believe Gurkon may have been onto something when he mistakenly said creature. There are reports of energy-sucking creatures from Captain Kirk's Enterprise in the 23rd century. I would, if we have any access to historical data, I'd recommend searching through that in our tricorders before moving forward with a hypothesis.
So tricorders require a direct link to the ship in order to do something like that. They're built to be like transfer units, not like like our phones with the internet, right?
Right.
The Vulcan database, though, I think that was what Matt was about to say.
I was just going to say, ask the Vulcan. They pretty much know everything, don't they?
Hey, not wrong. So, Vic, do you remember anything?
More than most people, we still require our computers to store most of our knowledge.
Okay.
Well, I think at this point, we may need to split the party and have one group try and power up this station to figure out what's going on with the planet, and we'll have to send the rest of them on a rescue mission. And my head is killing me.
Rescue mission where? Where do you want to go? Like, you can see a meter in front of you, even inside with power off, right? So it's thick and black.
We also have to ensure that the rescue party does not need rescuing.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sure the Vulcans must have left tracks somewhere.
Are we going to get the power back online and get life support going so that you guys can take your UV suits off and activate and work properly in this base?
I would say yes. I think we need to do that.
All right. So the first thing I need you to acquire a new power supply so you can jury-rig the engineering improvisation, communicating with the ship, and doing like a power transfer.
The power. Does this little base have separate rooms, or is it one big room? Because there's holes in this building.
Separate rooms, and force fields would kick in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do bases like this have like panic rooms or bunkers or like evacuation, like someplace that, like if something crazy like this happened, they could all just like hunker down in like a bunker sort of thing?
Yeah, they would.
Maybe we should start there. Looking for them, I mean.
Okay.
Yes,
Good idea. Yes.
Perhaps. No. Please go ahead. If you wanted to volunteer to search for them.
Yes, of course. I think that would be the best use of my talents.
Okay. So it
Hey.
sounds like Dr. Doug and Yezikov are going to do that.
Dougie, just before you go, come here.
Yeah.
What do you have for migraines?
I pull out like 3 different hypo sprays. Like, which one do you want?
Whichever one will kill this.
You got to take your helmet off, though. That's the only thing.
So
I'll get you when we get power
Actually,
on.
you know what? I like the idea that I think they wouldn't have to. I think it would be either through the suit, which is like really Star Trek, or even more like accurate would probably be like you take it out of the hypospray and connect it to a like a tube plug. Like it would
Oh, yeah,
probably
probably
just
like a
It's just-
medical.
yeah. Like it would likely just be a medical port that would just go right in, like just do it automatically.
Okay, then the real question is red, green, or yellow?
Which one will make me not see through time and be able to
Yellow.
Because
Yellow's the best one I got.
hit me.
So
Uh,
this
he
is
needs-
a
He gets numb tongue sometimes. You have to be careful with this.
Nice. Okay.
echo topic. This is a Vulcan base, right?
yeah.
So would Sofek know? Because I'm going to guess that Vulcans don't really change base layouts. Pretty standard.
I mean, it's
Cookie
efficient.
cutter.
It's logical. Do it what it
So
is.
would
Yeah.
Sofek know where a safe room would be?
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm going to pass that on to the commander and Dr. Doug. Safe room should be located here.
Okay. So meanwhile, Sofek and Gurkhan are getting the power back on, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Gurkhan, give me a jury rig for the power to get power supply.
Daring, engineering,
Yes,
jury
please.
rig, whatever your difficulty is, it reduces by 1 because I actually have
Okay.
the jury rig talent.
Nice.
And then focus because I have power generation technology
Okay.
as a focus.
Nice.
We have any momentum?
I think there's 2 still in the pool.
I'll use 1.
All right.
And my intention is to just get this thing up and running long enough for us to get these people off the planet and
You
out.
betcha.
We're not coming back here anytime soon.
Yep. So jury rig will last until the plot needs it not to.
Power of plot.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
4 successes and a critical failure.
Yeah.
So I'm going to assist.
I do have cautious
well.
engineering though. I get to reroll that one.
Yes, it's Sofek's in there messing around with Gurkhan. I'm going to assist him with whatever he needs me to do.
7 total successes.
Wow. What? All right. So I'm going to just skip like the next roll that you need to do. And we're just going to go right to like, so you get that, like, what do you plug in? Tell me what it looks like. What do you actually like?
So
Something more than
I
your
understand that
communicators,
that,
please.
that a lot of these power systems just require a bump start in essence to get going, and once they go, they're an automatic reaction. So I need to figure out a way to get this matter-antimatter reaction going, and I'm like, I just gotta slam those 2 things together really hard, but I gotta do it at the subatomic level. So I go full Tony Stark and create a mini super collider,
Do not reactor.
just a little mini super collider.
Just out of like.
I mean, I was just going to say he gets it started with sparks and swearing.
I mean, that's a Star
Just
Trek
hits
version.
it with a wrench.
The super collider is the tube
That
of
is a super
one.
collider.
Yeah.
Just you with the wrench.
Eventually there's like, because I always bring like 4, maybe 5 of the transporter buffer enhancers, and I'm like, we don't need all of them, so I use 1 to make a tube circle and go,
Nice.
worked.
All right, so the power comes back on. Yeah.
The darkness gets slightly less dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Different shade of black.
So the electroplasma system was completely overloaded, but your jury rig has managed to avoid it altogether. So you've managed to like get it going. The computer systems are going to take a little bit more of a thing, but you can do it now that they're activated. So while I jump to the other team, Sofek, maybe you want to do a recover computer system since you can do that now. Dr. Ross and Commander Yuzikov. So you two are heading off, and as you get to the door of the it's hard going. Like there's a lot of feeling, and even though you were told where it goes, neither one of you are Vulcan, so it's like sure it might be exactly 32 steps, but you can't see it. So it's that really hard, like that kind of like that, when you think you're missing an extra step and you do that weird start of walk, yeah. And just as you
Also,
get to the
Sofek gave it in Vulcan steps, which are exactly 2.6 feet.
Yeah.
I'm like 7 feet tall. So.
1.3 meters, right? Like, yeah. So as you get to that door, you kind of like you finally touch the door just as the power comes back on, and the door opens. And as it does, you see a whole. You see 4 bodies inside.
Yeah, wow. I'll like move towards them.
Yeah,
look,
start
scanning
scanning.
the room for any dangers first. So I get shot every time running into rooms.
Same issue. They're all dead from the exact same way.
All been asphyxiated.
Yeah.
Yep, they've all asphyxiated.
Was the dark smoke or gas or whatever we're calling this, was it in the room before we opened the door, or did it go into the room after we opened the door?
So everything like that darkness is kind of everywhere. It's permeated everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Does it act like a smoke, or what is it just like?
Yeah,
is it
so
is it
as
weirder
as
than
your
that?
as the environmental systems come on, it's kind of like it's filtered out. Like I would imagine it kind of looks like movie fog, right? Like or even like every kind of Star Trek where you see that anesthacene gas come in and it's always that tenderly smoke because special effects, right? So it'd be the exact opposite.
Mm-hmm.
They'd put the film into reverse. It would be sucking out the tubes. I always loved that. But yeah, that's what it would be.
So it is like a smoke, so we can get rid of it. It's not like this. It's not like an intangible darkness.
Yeah.
We should try to trap some of this so we can study it.
Yes, I suppose so. Could I? All of these Vulcans, their energy sources are sucked out of their EV suits. Are we in danger of this?
Maybe not now. I would say eventually, though.
Yeah.
You guys could, now that atmosphere is starting to be pumped in, you could de-suit and take these guys to a lab to do proper examinations if you wish.
Now that the gas is gone, is my medical tricorder working better?
A little bit better, yeah.
A little bit better?
Yeah.
Would autopsy help in any way?
I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt.
I suppose they already did, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Pretty gallows humor there.
looking uncomfortable.
Wait, are we allowed to do that to Vulcans, or are Vulcans like
Oh, good point.
have a thing with death?
Yeah, because can't they be like reborn?
Yeah, Ponfar.
Get up my body!
That's not Ponfar. You can't just say
not Ponfar.
everything's Ponfar.
Ponfar?
Um,
Ponfar.
I don't know
I'm
enough
gonna-
about
I don't
Vulcans.
know.
Vulcan,
I'm gonna start
not
moving
in
the bodies
culture.
into like a pile, and start like I don't know, dragging them back. Is there anything else in this room? Is it just a room of dead bodies?
There is something else in this room.
Okay. Is it an energy-sucking vampire cloud? 'Cause I would like to run.
No.
Okay.
So what you two thought was actually like a crate, as the lights were kind of like off and you kind of like everything was turning on at the same time. You realize is like almost looks like a giant like larval creature. And your best guess is that something that they were trying to mind meld with it, Dr. Ross.
That's very illogical.
As like a
I'm gonna put.
Why do they always gotta mind meld this stuff? Those wacky Vulcans.
I immediately put myself in between the thing and Dr. Ross, Doug.
Yeah.
Is this? Do we
Is
have
it
like
like-
a
is it
baton?
moving?
Is there like Starfleet issued like beat stick? I need a weapon. Like
Pull out a cattle prod. What is it?
like one of the
The line, smash it.
sticks. Well, we should probably leave the room, Doctor.
I've already started scanning it.
Okay. Give me a second here.
It's just like I like move myself in between you and the thing, and then you just walk around me and go straight over to it. Good, awesome.
So it looks like a larval pod. It's cracked open and empty.
Oh.
You see some sort of residual organic silicon-based evidence. Give me a daring and medicine.
Okay.
If you have xenobiology, you can use a focus.
I definitely have that, yes.
All right.
Daring. I'm not great at that, but okay.
So it's enough to figure out that it was it's probably serving as some kind of embryonic gel or water to a creature inside. But you couldn't tell what was inside. The other thing you can figure out is that the reason you didn't get any organic residue earlier was because you weren't looking for a silicon-based organic residue. So it would have appeared as inorganic.
Those gosh darn silicone-based life forms.
Gotta hate them.
Yes.
So is this thing just like sitting in the corner like haphazardly, or was it?
No,
like
it's kind of in the center of where they were, and looks like they were trying to like fight it off.
So it's on like a table, and it's like
it's
it
in
looks
the
like
floor.
it's been.
It's on the floor.
Oh, it's in the floor.
It's on the floor. Yeah.
On the floor. Okay.
Yeah. So whether it was brought
So-
in or whether it got in, you can't tell.
Yeah.
There was
So
definitely a
Wogan's work-
struggle in here.
Is there a goo trail going anywhere? Like into a vent?
No, not that you can see. And with that, I'm pausing with the two of you. If you two want to type to each other and think of what you want to do, you're welcome to. Back to the other three. Computers fire up, and let's see. Give me a. Excuse me. So you can research the logs, or you can. What else could you do? Or you can actually you can research the logs, or you can try and activate sensors to try and get a better reading of what's going on outside of here. Gurkhan, I figure you're probably doing the engineering stuff, so I'm going to leave you out of this one and let the other two do something. So Sam, Zanny, and Sefek, what is it you'd like to do?
I'm going to look at the logs first,
Okay.
as they might have information like, don't use the sensors. It'll draw whatever's out there here.
Smart.
Okay, do it.
I can
I mean,
assist with
an insight and a con.
Insight con.
that. Yeah, I can assist
Am I-
with that.
Flying the base somewhere?
No, but it's con is not just flying. It's like it's like ops station.
Console.
Yeah. Con is the ops station as well. So
Okay. Would this be study of a computer system?
yes.
All right. I get a free dice then.
All right.
I'm helping you out.
1.
Okay.
2.
Okay. So you can add. Would you like to use gather information? You are able to activate the research logs and dive in. The most of it is very much matter of fact, and you hear the person who sent out the distress call. They're the person on the screen in front of you. And Tim's going to kind of like fast track it. I'll give you guys the logs afterwards, so in a break you'll have it stuff to read, but I don't want to just like spout it out here. It feels boring. So the brief of it is they landed a few months ago. Everything was fine. It was exactly as it's supposed to be. It's meant to be like a very unusual place in the sense that its orbital period of about 2.4 days, rotational period about 6 hours. The day-night period is going to take some time to adjust, but it shouldn't exist, right? This planet being a planet, an H-class planet, is unusual, this close to the sun. And then 5 days ago, you get this morning, several unidentified objects fell and impacted the surface of the planet, producing substantial shock waves, which impaired some of our equipment, most notably sensors. While first thought of large meteorites, scans detected life signs, and as such, an exploratory team has been selected to navigate the phenomenon. Day after, they haven't returned yet, and they haven't heard from them. Day after that, a storm suddenly moved in on their position. Intense, thick, black storm. The sensors are measuring sudden electrostatic charges from its strange composition. Weather was not detected in orbit by initial surveys. Must continue to try and gain telemetry. Sensors have been functioning at 37.51 efficiency since the impacts. 2 days ago, the atmospheric phenomenon is around us all together now. Having completely replaced the composition of the Class H atmosphere. No contact still with the exploration team. They've sent a distress call to alert Starfleet of their situation. Supplement log follows the final log. And Minos is got, again, like I think only Sophic would hear the strain in his voice. I think the rest of you aren't enough up on Vulcans, despite your time on Vulcan. Expedition log supplemental. We are under attack from an unknown alien species. They've inflicted breaches to the structure of the building and main power is offline. Environmental controls are failing. I've ordered Valar to prepare the EV suits. A pause is followed by phaser fire, an alien scream, as well as the sounds of an EV suit pressurizing. This log will be our last here. We will, and then it just cuts. You hear a crash. There's an incredible, uncomfortable pause following, and then the muffled sounds of crunches and an alien scream before the computer closes the log. And that
that's terrifying.
is where we're going to take our break. We will be back in 10 minutes, everybody, with part 2 of tonight's story. See you soon. As soon as Tim can do it. right, we're back. I just realized how very un-Star Trek that music was. It was very lo-fi, but super chill. Like, it was a good break to like an intense dun-dun-dun moment, just as the music is like... Bum, 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 bum. Good picking, Tim. I mean, at least everything still works after my break. I'm still good. I'm still mic'd. Woohoo! All right, so let's.
It's kind of like that. It's kind of like the commercial breaks they used to have, when they were dun, 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 or like something, and then it's like, "Have you been having trouble with your insurance?"
I am totally down for us making our own commercials. If anyone watching wants to make some commercials for our in-between segments, please get in touch with me. I would absolutely be down for making something stupid like that. Okay. So let us carry on, shall we? So you all learnt a little bit more in the information during the commercial break, as always seems to happen in Star Trek. Oh, Leah, God damn, you in the backgrounds, you're just rocking it. Well done. So let's get into it. So when we left, you guys had turned everything on. You'd been able to scan some stuff. You'd been able to do some sensor readings, and there's been some breakthrough information found. What have you figured out, Sam?
Well, first we figured out that the atmospheric composition is dominated by rare silica gas at this point.
Okay.
It was never recorded naturally, although we needed to refine our searches. So Gurkhan led into some research on the geomagnetic anomalies.
Okay. What did Gurkhan figure out with the geomagnetic anomalies?
Gurkhan does have his helmet off and he's eating while working on the computer.
Where did he even get food? Is he raiding the
carries
base's emergency rations, or does he always
He
have
carries
some?
he carries field rations wherever he goes.
It's just
Protein
it's
bag-
in an
crackers.
extra pack in his engineering kit.
You never know how long you're going to be stuck on a planet.
Plus, he always offers the captain coffee on an away mission. So.
Mhm.
I mean, there you go. There you go.
So Gurkhan, during the research of the geomagnetic anomalies, has kind of figured out that they're linked to the silicon substance in the atmosphere,
Mm-hmm.
and the silicon substance in the atmosphere is located specifically on certain parts of the planet only, and it's kind of concentrated in the areas where, when he was being debriefed by Sofek, he realized that it corresponds to the asteroid strike points.
Okay, let's go to Sofek then.
Yes, that is correct. Asteroid impact sites, of which there are approximately 100 that have recently occurred. And the silicate gas is absorbing the visible light spectrum and is also affecting subspace communications to the planet as well. It's also causing the magnetic poles and energy in the atmosphere. Basically, everything that's gone wrong with this planet has been caused by this silicate gas that apparently has come in from off-world.
Okay. And Yezikov or Dr. Ross? What have you two figured out? Dr. Ross.
Found more bodies, and then we found an empty, not like an egg, but it was like a, what do you call it?
Pupa.
Pupa, yeah.
Yeah, larval stage, yeah. And
God,
you
pod
also
people.
Found more detail about what happened with the Vulcans. Did you see that, or did you miss that?
Did, yes.
Okay. I
Yes,
did now.
yes, of course I did. It's extemporaneous, and I'm not reading this. There he,
Oh, yeah. This
there,
thing.
he shoots are smashed and cut up. Again, 0 residual power signatures. All of them bear some blunt force impacts and breaches to their suits, and they've been exposed to the unbreathable atmosphere. They also show evidence of rapid electrical power transfer.
Okay. And Yezikov?
And I'm here. I didn't get a thing. Or was I supposed to get a thing?
No, but you got the last bit there, I think.
The last point in our group chat.
Okay. Sorry guys.
That's okay.
Fourth wall. We're breaking the fourth wall.
Fourth wall.
I thought we already covered this. You can see the shifting magnetic poles and electrostatic energy in the atmosphere to a degree that the sensors and communicators can be easily calibrated to compensate.
Nice.
This will provide an advantage when scoping out geomagnetic mapping and should cancel any difficulty that the silicon gas is hampering our equipment with.
Okay. As you're having this conversation, I'm imagining like the three of you are still on the kind of like the control center. Yezikov and Ross are probably kind of like in the bay doing the investigation with the bodies, and you're all kind of focused in on each other and having that very much like it always happens in Star Trek, where it's always like they're talking to each other, and even though they're not in the same room, I love it. But Yezikov and Dr. Ross, unbeknownst to the two of you, as you're having this conversation, 4 of the Vulcans stand up.
Oh.
And that's probably what Yezikov says as she turns around hearing movement.
Yeah. I'm gonna push Doug back again. Please don't stand in front of me this time.
I run towards the door.
Go.
Not a big fan of dead bodies standing up.
They're not
Vulcan zombies in here.
That's against his training.
So they are moving towards you to make attacks. They currently have initiative.
I take initiative.
Did you say they're shambling?
They're shambling.
Yeah.
Is there any like improvised like blunt force weapons around here?
I refuse to call them logic zombies, but that's awesome.
Would a doctor could get a phaser on an away mission?
Yes, the doctor would absolutely have a phaser on an away mission. So, you'd have a type 1, like probably the cricket ones, yeah?
The little guy?
Yeah. All right, so Yezikov, you've probably got your type 2. I don't imagine you'd bring a type 3 down to this.
Aw.
Yeah.
I don't have any fun.
I think actually for
I'll...
EV suits, we'd all have type 2s.
Wait, which one's type 3? Is that the assault rifle?
Type 3 is the rifle, yeah. So
Gotcha.
type 1 is the cricket, type 2 is the dildo one.
Big fat one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 is the rifle.
Well, there was the 2 rifles. There was the one that just looked like the type 2 but longer, and then there was the one that was on Voyager, right?
I like. So
rifle.
those will we might get to those. Those might have been like a time release into the system. Yeah.
I believe the type 2 was called the Penetrator, Tim. So.
I'm not doing it. Logic.
Okay.
Carry on. I didn't say it.
I do a wide spray. It's done. I stun on a wide spray. Christ.
Yes, wide spray.
Whatever. It's the wide thing.
Do
Angle.
the wide angle. Yes. Jesus.
Yeah.
I got used once in Voyager.
All right. So you wide
okay.
beam. Wide beam. All right.
Yes. Yeah, and like I know what I'm doing, but just in case, go Paul. How do I do this?
So this is phaser combat, so it's going to be control and security. Your difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay.
And you affect everybody in front of you in a 5-meter cone.
Okay. How much momentum do we have?
A bunch.
It looks like
for my last check.
Oh, that's right.
I'll buy a D20 and give her.
Yeah, you got 5 momentum still. Well, 4 now. Oh.
And I will re-roll that 0 because I have cautious security.
Okay.
Well done.
So not a success, but not a failure. Actually,
It is a success.
it is a success because I'm real good at my job.
So you hit them, and
Not
you
great
have,
at remembering rules.
and you have an additional momentum for damage, and now you roll damage against all of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Which is,
So
I believe it's your
Uh,
3 plus
It's-
your security.
it's 3. It's got a little button, so I'll click the button. But like,
the
there's
button.
the charge.
Yeah.
Should I have charged it?
No, you went with the because I think charge gives you the access to the wide attack or
Yeah. Oh wow.
ooh,
There we go.
So we got
and the versatile.
Pew,
Each
pew.
one of those Federation
4,
symbols gives you an additional
5,
momentum
6,
because it has
8.
versatile built in. I
There's
believe.
9 altogether that I see.
Yeah. You can
9.
use your 1 momentum that you earned on the attack to reroll those 2 blanks.
So I shall do that. That's 2d6s.
Chav Hunter 86, you need to
So-
go play with us sometime.
A 3 and a 1 is making
He's
fun of me.
awesome.
The one is another success. So that puts
Nice.
to that 10 damage, which is injuries to all of them.
Yeah, all right.
Fantastic. Thank you. Go, Paul. You passed the test.
It comes on the comms. Why do you ask, Commander?
Just testing.
How do you use the wide angle on the phaser?
Okay,
Do this. Why do you
uh,
ask, Commander?
So,
Yestikov is very good at her job. I'm not. very good
Yezikov
at this
is
game.
very good at her job, and you're fine. So as you take a shot, they will all kind of like they all stumble back. They all kind of drop to one knee. Dr. Ross, just for effect, one of them almost gets to you. He's trying to mind meld with you. Like you can see him reaching out to try and mind meld, not to try and like attack. And as Yezikov's wide beam hits them, they all kind of like drop. You see like a weird electrical discharge, and then they just like unceremoniously collapse into like nothing.
Yestikov to Zenny.
Danny here.
The corpses are reanimating, sir.
Look, we have Vulcan
Yeah.
zombies?
It seems that way, yes. We had 4 corpses get up and try to mind meld with Dr. Ross. And phaser
weird.
seems to be effective.
Well, that's good that phaser's effective because apparently there are large life forms that are being detected across the planet, about 5 meters across and twice as long. They're flying and they have tentacles. Maybe they have something to do with what happened to you. Just saw this.
This job is so weird. Okay, well,
Perhaps you should rejoin us.
yes, sir.
And you're okay, right?
Yes, we're. I look over to work, like Dr. Doug, and I'm like, good. Yes, we are good.
Should we shoot him in the head? What if we do?
Double tap.
I didn't bring a shotgun, but
Oh.
yeah,
Oh, curb stop.
Oh,
No.
Should we scan to Doctor? Should you scan to see what animated this?
Oh, yeah, good
Is
point.
there any medical information? Maybe.
All right. Do it. Give me an insight in science or an insight in medicine.
I'm gonna hand the scanner to Yesikov and be like, "Can you get closer to them, please?"
So
she,
that little
like,
like the little
immediately she's
scanning
like, oh,
nub,
yeah,
right?
we
You're
meant,
holding
like,
the tricorder.
Just
and
the
she
li-
has
just
to
the
look
little
up.
scanner part. I got it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yes, of course, and then like pauses and like looks at you and just like shakes her head and then goes over and scans.
I'm
Like
like
this?
hunkered down behind like a crate or something.
Is there any debris in the room, Tim? I want to. If there's like crates, I'm going to say maybe there's like a broken
Absolutely,
piece of
yeah.
wood. Okay, I got a broken piece of wood in one hand and the
Like
scanning
a
thing
shield?
in the other. And no, I'm just like
Oh,
a
like a club?
plank, and I'm like ready. Yeah.
All right. So give me a scan there, Dr. Ross. Daring in medicine, please.
Big miss.
It's okay. You got some momentum. You got your determinations.
Determination?
Oh yeah, the
Every little
determination. One of them was save the Vulcans, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Oops, you do
Must respond to a distress call and save the Vulcans.
Tried.
Yeah. Yeah, what does determination get me again? More dice, right?
You can reroll.
Automatic critical. I remember the thing.
Or a reroll, yeah.
Reroll everything.
Okay, I'll re-roll everything.
Yeah.
Sweet. Try this again. There we go.
Much better.
Better.
All right. Okay, so here's what you're able to determine. Actually, I'm going to just literally copy and paste it for you. Boom, boom, boom. Do you want to obtain information? Do you want to use one of those momentum you just got and obtain information?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good call. All right, so. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. While he's doing that, Sofek, Gurkhan, and Sani, what are you doing on the command deck? You guys could try and you could observe the medical fields. You could try and test the fields.
The medical fields or the magnetic?
The magnetic fields. You could observe them. You could screw with them if you want to. Try and screw with them, manipulate them.
Think we should
Tim.
manipulate them just yet?
Yeah. Yes, Matt.
There's a very specific name of something in here. Am I supposed to know that?
1 sec. Tim might have copied pasted too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. Tim copy pasted too much.
Sofek's gonna examine the magnetic fields and gonna hypothesize what would happen if we started messing with them
There, I fixed it.
first, as opposed to the Gurkhan method, which would be just to start messing with it.
All right, give me give me an insight in science, please.
Come on.
Ding,
There we go.
ding, ding, ding,
Ignore
ding,
the
ding.
second one. They're both the same. 1.
Okay. With a little bit more time, you might be able to figure it out. Right now, you're still unsure. You do think you might be able to, if the ship was helping, perhaps you could interpret them, but they're too chaotic at the moment. You can't seem to observe anything more than what you've already observed.
And that's what I'm trying to do, is map the magnetic storm so I can get communication to the hideout.
Sure, give me a control and engineering.
Find a way to punch through. Control, engineering. I'm going to use a momentum. And ding dong. 3 successes.
Yeah. So you are able to connect with the engineering, with the ship. Sofek, if you would like to use the ship sensors and science, you can use that to assist you now, as Sofek has managed to connect and use the ship sensors to aid your rolls down here. Nicely done, Gurkhan.
All right.
Dr. Ross, as he's doing that roll, you have some information, I believe.
Yeah, I have deduced that they are being controlled by something or someone else. Their brain patterns do not register as normal for Vulcans. Their neurons are firing at seemingly randomly, and the randomness also suggests that whoever or whatever is controlling these Vulcans does not have full control of them yet.
Insinuate
Yeah.
that they would have full control, they would be able to run and fight.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's what full control means. Yes.
So,
Basically, we're gonna have Vulcan thralls here pretty soon.
yeah, Dr. Ross, what you're seeing is let's probe this part of the brain. Let's probe this part of the brain. Let's probe this part of the brain. Look, it moves. Now let's try now this. Does it talk? You can see it trying to fire off different. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to, using the ship's more powerful sensors, I'm going to attempt to retry to figure out what would happen if we start messing with the magnetic fields.
All right.
I'm going to spend a determination and use my value remove the variables,
Mm-hmm.
using the ship to help remove what we've already tried.
Okay.
Oof.
Ooh, critical with the ship.
Yeah, so 5 total.
Okay. I'm assuming you're using your free obtain information.
Yes. Yes, I am. So I guess we know there's a link between the geomagnetic and the silicon substances. I guess, does it appear like the link's both ways? Like the silicon substances are creating the geomagnetic interference or anomalies, and if we messed with the anomalies, would that affect the silicon aspect?
Probably, yeah.
I guess the only question is, would it affect it good or bad?
Only one way to find out.
Ah, yes, the Starfleet way.
Strap 2 warp engines together, see if we can go twice as fast.
That's the Gopal way.
I've seen Mad Max. I know it works.
What does the crew think of Mad Max? Is it like a classic now? Or only on this ship?
I've created a holo
Zanny
program for
is-
Max.
Zanny's a studier of 21st century culture, and so he thought it was the pinnacle of film.
Mm-hmm. There's a holo program that we're working on, me and Zanny together. We're on chapter 13 that we built, the Citadel of Pain. And yeah. Every once in a while you see Yasikov, Zanny, and Gurkhan walk out, just the leather shoulder pad type outfit, walking down the hallways, and everyone's like, what the hell's going on? And Yasikov has the hockey mask on.
Told me it was combat training. Nice.
Extreme combat training.
Hostile environment combat.
Oh God. So is this info I know now, Tim?
Yep.
Oh dear. I'm going to message the captain.
But,
You're
like,
right.
privately?
You're like right
Are we
there.
on open comms?
Yeah.
Isn't he like 3
Oh,
feet
I-
behind
You're in
you?
the same, you're in the
No,
same
you-
room.
He
I get a
keeps wondering.
tricorder. I get a tricorder text and just turn my chair on. Right.
I
It's like
love,
that
by the
weird
way, that
episode
you
of
just look
Voyager.
right at him. Like,
It's like that weird episode of Voyager where Tuvok messages Harry Kim from across the bridge.
oh,
I'll be honest,
I
the
did
captain
like
kept
that.
going on about his headaches so much that Sofek just started tuning him out and ignoring where he was.
Yeah. Okay, so you
Yep. Captain, scans have discovered that there is a extremely large electromagnetic being that is manipulating the magnetism and electrical charges of the atmosphere using the silicate particles. It appears to be some form of alien terraforming device.
You're saying it's a creature that's terraforming the planet?
Yes, most likely to suit whatever. Ah, crap! I think I just outside a game figured out where this is going. Yes, it appears to be terraforming the planet into something that would not support normal carbon-based life forms, but would support whatever could breathe this atmosphere.
Well,
Huh.
that explains the headache.
A decent response to that.
Yeah.
Obviously, based on the effects it was having on the lighting, whatever species it is terraforming for does not use the visual spectrum as we know it.
Well, I can think of a couple of species we may have encountered where something like that has happened, but I'm not sure about this one.
Sorry, is
Yeah.
this on open comms?
No, they're face to face.
No. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry. Never mind.
I guess it's whoever's in the command room.
Gurkon heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Xanadu
Gurkon puts his
Yesico.
helmet back on.
Yes, go here. So.
I'm just going to repeat what Sofek told me to them and say apparently the planet's being terraformed to suit life from elsewhere.
So I want to be clear too. What Sofek has discovered is that black smoke that covers the entire planet, that is the creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And Gurkon's thinking, because he heard about the larval thing, right?
Yeah.
No, well, okay.
No,
so
they haven't told us yet.
They haven't told
okay.
about the larval
I'm-
thing?
I'm gonna say, well, the species might be what Dr. Doug and I found in this room, the safe room here. We found a larva husk from left over from some kind of creature, silicon based.
So the creature is terraforming this planet to be a hatchery.
And it somehow controlled the minds of dead Vulcans?
Who's trying?
But more so, just so we're kind of like clear on the the Star Trek science, it's less about mind control and more about like using electromagnetic, like, so our brains are literally electro,
it was
like, so firing
prodding.
neurons and yeah.
Yeah, it was prodding.
Which is
So-
why it could,
'cause
which is
they're
why it
dead.
could animate the dead, right? Because it's like yeah.
Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Okay.
We've discovered where the Vulcans are, Captain. Request we leave now?
Well, there's one more thing I would like to try. If this thing is from another universe and is terraforming this, I don't think it intended to murder the Vulcans, which means we have an opportunity for first contact. But I don't want to do this. It's gonna hurt, isn't it?
And in like the separate room, Yasuko was just like, oh.
I'm just gonna ask Yasuko bluntly, are we good at that?
No,
Just
no, we're
contacting?
terrible at this.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Unmute. Okay. All right.
Realizes she wasn't muted.
Yeah.
Since the black smoke is the creature, and I've been having this headache, have I figured out that I might be able to communicate with this thing yet?
You mean an insight and medicine, or an insight and what is your telepathy? What skill does it use?
It's typically reason and either I think it's
Presence.
reason in command or presence in command.
Yeah, give me a insight in command then.
Insight command.
Yeah.
That one, enough so complicated. And let's roll some dice. Go. 1.
All
I
right.
got 1.
Yeah. So as you kind of like you do that, like I imagine you do like a probe, like you're not probe as in like this is that kind of like that testing the waters, like when you're like not sure if the tub is too hot or the shower's too hot, and you're doing that like a little feel. I imagine doing telepathy on a creature like this would be kind of similar. And as you kind of tap into it, it very much overwhelms. The one thing you get back though is it seems to be very ordered. So it's less creature, more machine-like thinking. Like it's more like now. I mean, it could be the fact that it just tapped into the minds of 6 Vulcans or 5 Vulcans, right? So that actually isn't that far from the weirdness part. But yeah.
Cool.
Less creature existing, more thing doing a job.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like if it's able to surround essentially the entire planet, it does sound. But I want to see if I can get some information from this thing.
As he says
way.
that, Gurkhan
So-
and Sofek, while he's kind of like thinking, or I don't know, what does it look like when you do this? Are you just like, are you sitting like steepled? Are you like processing? Are you like, like what do you?
Constipated.
Usually it would just be sort of sitting hands on the desk, but because of the stupid migraine he's been having from this thing, it's more like.
Chav Hunter in the chat says, "Let them keep it. Do you really need this planet?" don't.
He's way out.
I agree.
Don't
do we?
encourage them, man.
Pretty sure we're just here because we got a distress call and
Grab the Vulcans and go.
Yeah, we found the bodies. Let's
We
get
have
out
the
of here.
body count. Yeah.
I mean, the Vulcans were just here because, like, ooh, this planet's kind of close to the sun. Let's poke at it.
Like,
What are we
this
gonna
is
do here? Put a
supposedly
resort up?
go where no one has gone before,
Okay,
and we
well-
haven't gotten this thing before. So shut up and get in line.
Yeah.
But the purpose of going is to make it back.
Okay, so what does it look like? What is the imagery of you doing your telepathy, right?
Usually it's just him, like, sort of hands either crossed and just calmly. Basically, it looks like he's kind of having a nap.
So do
Yeah.
like a
lot of
slow
people
like
don't
meditation kind of thing, right? Like
But, yeah,
yeah, okay.
exactly.
Okay,
You just-
so while Zanny kind of goes into a
Deep
Zen
breaths.
state, Gurkhan and Sofek outside, you see some of those tentacled things start to land and walk and coalesce into one larger kind of creature. You see a constant sort of stream of that smoke, and it's kind of like black on black embossing look. Like that's how I imagine this would image, right? Like it's kind of forcing itself to take shape so you can see it. Doing that very sort of sci-fi effect where it's like there's a light suddenly where there wasn't one, so you can make sure you see the shape that you shouldn't be able to see, but you can. And it's one of those sort of moments where it's like, what the fuck?
Sofek looks at the captain and then just taps the comm badge. Commander, it appears someone has noticed we turned the lights back on.
God, well, all right, Doug, let's go.
Gurkhan's attempting to figure out if force fields work against these guys. So, in the direction they're
All right.
traveling, he's putting up a small force field and see if that can even stop them. Because maybe you'll give him a snack for a few minutes to
Yeah, give
stay
me a
away from
control
us.
and engineering.
Any momentum in the pool?
There's 5. It's like very well stocked.
I shall use one.
Yeah.
And pop. 3 successes.
Okay. Um,
So if I see Gurkhan, they're like playing with a whole bunch of the force fields. You see them layering in front of each other and stuff.
Um,
okay.
So Sofek's contemplating either waking up the captain or just dragging the chair to the transporter.
Well, I assume like we get there pretty quickly. It's not dark in here anymore, right?
Yeah, no, you guys are lit.
Okay.
Although now, for effect, you see some of the like outside the base. It shows the tendrils starting to like tap into the like they start to wrap in and start to hit the batteries, and that jerry rig that Gurkhan did is starting to fluctuate.
Okay.
But
mhm.
do I know this? What's going on right now, or is that something that I just inferred from seeing what I saw?
That's something that you were fiddling with the deflectors, right? With the down
I was
below on
fiddling
the
with
planet?
the
Sensors
yes,
on the planet.
trying
Yeah.
to see if I can push them back. Yeah.
So using the sensors on the planet, that's what you're able to figure out.
Okay, so by messing with it, I'm actually okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
But with messing with it,
I'm
you actually
continuing
were
with
doing
this.
that. Yeah.
Okay. I go, Commander Sofak. I mean, Lieutenant Sofak. It appears that by using the deflectors, we are able to sort of push them back. How it interacts with the magnetic field. Maybe we can hold them at bay for the time being to get off this planet.
Fascinating. We could also request that the Haida uses its deflectors as well to attempt to help clear a channel through the atmosphere for us.
I shall attempt to get Gaelic on the line.
Dr. Ross, do you want to give me an insight in medicine? You've got a lot of data right now, so maybe use some of the momentum up. You guys, well, you have a lot of data from like everything that's been happening, right? All right, sorry, Zanny, how'd that roll go?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't done a roll for it yet. I was going to use a bunch of things.
Okay.
I was going to use a momentum for the pool,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was going to use a determination to get a crit using bad with names, good with brains.
Okay.
So I'll start with the crit and roll 3 dice.
Okay.
And since my last attempt to do something like this resulted in me almost having an aneurysm, I do have cautious telepathy this time. So.
Oh, nice.
Fingers crossed. Let's see if we can do this.
Okay. What does cautious telepathy do?
There we go. It just lets me re-roll a die if I use a momentum.
Nice. Okay.
Reroll 1. So, but I'll stick with 5
Yeah.
because I rolled 3 and I had my crit.
So I'm not gonna lie. The difficulty was 4. You have one extra that you can utilize if you want to gather more information. You do in fact connect to this thing, and it hurts. So you're gonna take 1 stress. The thing that you realize is that you're talking with almost like a hive mind, and as you try and converse with it, there's almost no motion at all. Would you like to gather more information?
I do. I want to I'm trying to determine if this is a hostile species to other life forms, or if they're basically just going about their regular Tuesday. They terraform planets. The Vulcans happen to be here. Oops.
So
that's really where I'm going.
All right. So with your gather more information, or with your obtain information, you're able to determine that latter is likely the case. The other thing you realize is that what you're connected to seems to be more mechanic and electromagnetic than it is bioorganic. Jesus, that was really hard for me to say.
So I've hooked up.
You're basically talking to a hive machine.
That's talking to each other through Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Great. While that happens, you'll visibly hear me go, like, as I connect to more minds than I've ever touched.
Yeah.
At once. Okay, I would. The next question I kind of, while I can hold on here, trying to figure out is, so they're more machine. What would a machine want? Like to terraforming the planet. Actually, the easiest one is sort of like, can they tell me where they come from?
Give me one more reason and command, or no, presence and command this time, because you're having a conversation or attempting a conversation now. It's a little bit less difficult. It's still going to be difficulty 3. Might want to burn
Okay,
off more of that momentum.
Yeah, I will burn off another one.
And are we basically, are you attempting first contact procedures? Is that what this is? Yeah.
Pretty
okay.
much.
Okay. Yeah.
Keeping it above board. I'm Captain Timothy Zandy. Oh, you are a hive mind. Hi, where you from? This little
All right.
trickle of blood comes out.
Yeah. So give me that roll. So Dr. Doug, you see him start to like actually bleed out of his nose and his ear.
I am going to use my cautious to reroll one die
Okay.
on that 0 to see if I can. So that 0 won't be a 0. That 0 will be a 1. So
Okay.
it'll only be 2.
All right.
Hopefully, it won't be as bad.
So you still witness that, Dr. Doug. Whether or not you want to do a check on him or I
I didn't know we were back in that room yet.
oh, I thought you guys had ran back.
Yeah,
didn't
we
you?
went up there.
Yeah.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, Yazikov said literally, I grabbed Doug and bring him up with me.
Okay. Yeah.
It was after
Yeah,
the.
then I'll,
It was after the. He's doing first contact moment. Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Okay. So what you get, Zanny, is that they don't know where they came from. They've been in hibernation for a time, and you're talking to like kind of like whatever, and the little bits and pieces that you've seen floating around are the kind of like and the larval pods are the mechanic pods that are designed to release all this new atmosphere to redo to terraform the planet fast. And when it's done, they're meant to dissipate.
Interesting.
So they dissipate and become part of the new environment.
Interesting, but they don't know where they came from. They were just in hibernation.
They're doing what they're programmed to do.
Right. So they wouldn't know who manufactured them or why.
Nope.
Interesting. So basically, if we just let them do their thing, they're going to make a new planet, and we can study that. Cool.
It is
I will
very
say
much
thank you.
not conducive to you guys living here, though.
The new planet.
Yeah.
No. But it may give us some clues into where they came from, based upon whatever they turned it into.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think since they're going to disappear when we're done. Oh, that makes sense why they need energy then, because they need energy to terraform, because this was a lifeless rock or close to it. Cool. I'm going to save the rest of my brain and say, well, thank you for the information. Have a great, however long it takes you to terraform this place.
All right.
Because I don't think we can stop them. I don't think we should. Maybe.
So you're gonna snap out.
Yeah.
Could you just tell them that their job is done and then they'll dissipate?
I don't know if I have that type of influence.
So Dr. Ross, would you like to try and do a medical check to cut through so you guys can talk to him while he's connected to them?
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, give me a daring in medicine, because this is something you've never done before, as far as I know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so you can manage to make it so that he can talk to you and stay connected for the time being. We are running out of time, so you got to make whatever this is quick.
So you want me to tell them that they're done and they can power down, basically?
Well,
yeah?
I want Dr. Doug to
good.
tell us what happened there first. So
Okay.
yeah. So what's
So
that?
what happened? What?
Yeah. So how do you do this? Tell us. Give us some medical technobabble.
Oh, I see. It's basically just like putting him sort of. It's like connecting basically the right side of his brain to his left side of his brain, where it's like his basic, because his like betazoid part of his brain is off somewhere else doing the telepathy thing, and then his sort of like more primal, like I don't know, whatever the mammalian form of the beta Zeds are, is still, it's just like not active. So I activate that part of his brain, so I can basically just talk to him, and he's talking out loud to me, but it's just sort of like bridged across both parts of his brain now.
Oh, that'd be a new experience, Zandy. That would be really weird. It'd be very disassociative, considered like, what is happening? Yeah.
There's a
This is what the yellow tube did.
I was gonna say there's a side hunt that just hits Doug right center face that goes blue pill, blue pill, blue pill.
All right. Talk to me. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do.
Okay, I'm gonna try to convince them that their job is done and they can shut down. To do that, I'm gonna use a determination.
Talk to
for
your
trade-
team. Talk to your team. This was first.
Okay, yeah, that's you hear that come out of my mouth, I guess. So everybody,
Is he okay?
He'll be fine.
It's just like
Shouldn't be bleeding there. Sure, he's
looking-
okay.
He's
Just a
looking
burst
through
capillary.
all of us.
my eyes
Gurkhan,
are
you've
open,
learned
I'm
something you can
outside.
share with them.
I've already heard it with Sofek, but where did I learn it? I learned it over here.
Oh, also, I didn't attach his pain receptors. So if you've ever wanted to slap the captain, this is your moment.
What a dick.
I go.
Yazikov contemplates.
Is the captain conscious enough for this? Like to hear what I'm saying?
Apparently, yes.
I'm going to keep it condensed. We can use the deflector in the station to actually push away the creatures and push away the magnetic storm and kind of give ourselves a small bubble of protection. I do not know how long it would last, but it's less of a push away. It's more of a reaction. They're reacting to the deflector.
Yeah.
Like if you were to say poke somebody, they could either walk away or turn and snap at us. It's getting a reaction. I don't know if it's a good one.
You hear the arm braces on my chair like crack a little as I'm grabbing into it hard. It's taking a lot
Understood,
of effort
Captain.
to stay there.
Yeah, so essentially what you hear is that the deflector dish can be used to cause pain to the hive creature thing.
Any other suggestions? Come
I
on.
think the transport is working right now.
Yeah, you didn't hang on to that, so you can make a roll if you want to do that.
Yep. Which
Now
I'm
you understand why I
going
asked you
to.
earlier. Sofek and Yazikov,
Yeah,
anything
but-
to add?
I didn't know that there were creatures outside, so I'm gonna like poke my head out, see that they're advancing on us, and take a defensive position up against the door with my phaser.
Fog tentacles.
Okay.
Are they tangible? Like, can I shoot at them?
They're yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. And is any like, are you like cognizant, or like would this be a situation where it would be out of line for me to take command here because you're doing something?
He can hear you and he can talk to you, but he can't do anything else.
Okay. Well, we need the transporters. Gurkhan, please concentrate on that.
Hi, Commander.
We need to be able to get out of here as fast as possible if these things break through.
Yeah, Dr. Ross, you could probably force a disconnect if you need to. I mean, you did have
Right.
3 vials. That's the red one.
The red one. Yeah, I still think it would be good to have him try to like convince them that their job is done.
We will
that
give you
seems-
as much time as possible. But if any of us are in danger, then we will retreat.
Okay. So why don't we get Sofek and Gurkhan to give us a roll to readjust for the transporters to get you out of here. Yazikov, I'll let you make a preemptive roll as if you were going to attack, but it's more of you just making sure you get an aim going really good.
Yeah, it's just like a pot shot to warn them off or something.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
totally get that. Yeah, and then Dr. Ross, why don't we get you, or Dr. Doug, why don't we get you doing? I guess you're ready with the red injection if you need to break it.
Yep.
Okay. And Zanny, so what's the plan? They've given you their suggestions.
I'm gonna try and convince them that their job is done, because maybe we could study them when
Okay.
they're inert. So to
Give me
do
a
that, I will use.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you all the tricks I'm going to use because I think we have 4 momentum in the pool, so I'll use 3. That's cool.
Yep.
And a determination for a crit with the nothing better than practical experience, since I've been talking to him for a bit, so before. What I'm actually going to say to him is essentially your mission has been complete previously. A previous objective quantified as successful. Majority of planet terraformed for new life. Shutdown initiated to preserve further resources or something like that.
Very cool. Okay. So give me your roll. Sofek, give me your roll to assist Gurkhan.
4 dice.
And Gurkhan, give me your roll to get your transporters working.
Daring and or reason and engineering.
It'd be daring and engineering because everything's kind of broken down here.
I'm going to use a determination.
Yep.
My crew is my family.
Yep. That's good because your jury
make sure
rig
they all
made
get
it
home.
so that everything's a little bit broken down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So use a determination for that, and we have 1 momentum left in the pool
Yep.
from Sam's roll, and then so far 2 successes. Go ahead and add 3 more, so 5 successes.
Nicely done. And all right. So Zanny, am I reading that right? Did you get 5 successes because you used your determination?
Yes,
Okay.
I did.
All right. So believe it or not, this is what I set the difficulty for. You are not getting into momentum because you just kind of broke the end of the game, and I love it. But I'm also like, So
Dr. Doug broke the end of the game.
no, it's awesome. Okay.
It was-
So, the way I imagine it is you guys have everything totally timed. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so Zanny, you had everything kind of like set. You said what you needed to say. As you come out of it, you just kind of do that exhausted whoa. And you flop down. As you do, Dr. Doug, you're able to tell that Zanny has been disconnected from whatever he was talking to. You probably give like a thumbs up or a nod. I'm not sure what your mention would be. I suspect Yizikov would give the command, and Gurkhan would turn on the transporter and GTFO the group of you back to the ship. Am I correct?
We're gonna
Yeah.
do anything about the Vulcans?
You could probably. I'll bring the Vulcans.
I had
with.
them all in the transport.
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
say
I
that.
would
we'll
have
say
had
that
them.
they-
Yeah.
All right. So as you all beam up from the planet, like emergency medical procedures, everyone's kind of like being sorted out where they need to go. Dr. Doug brings Zanny directly into medical bay. And from the planet's surface, you can see the black dissipate so that you can see through it, but the damage to the atmosphere has already been done. The one thing you can detect through with the sensors is that there used to be a civilization here. So this does have buildings and like old structures that were standing. Lots of them are still in ruin, but some are still even like the Colosseum in Rome is still standing after 2,000 years, right? So some things are still kind of standing, and it looks like the whatever that was in doing the terraforming was also starting to repair certain things. Flora still exists. Fauna no longer exists on the planet.
So maybe the asteroids didn't bring it. Maybe they just awoke something that was already here.
And that's where we're gonna kind of like end right there, I think, because there's not much more that we can gather from this.
In the med bay, all you hear from Zanny is, I miss the away missions so much.
Do we have any epilogues that your characters would do? Anything you want answered? Like one question you'd want answered before we go? We got like a minute.
Gurkhan's actually testing all the EVA suits to see if any of the particulates are on there and see if there actually are fully mechanical parts that he can study. Like, is it just a nanobot atmosphere?
It seemed
Something like that.
Okay.
Study it.
Cool. So I will contemplate that. That's good.
So
Anything
he's
else?
got like one of those double microscope things, and he's looking at it.
Doing the, like it's way too way too zoomed in. Yeah. It's probably giving off more radiation into your head than it is down onto the plate. Yeah.
I think I'm going to start writing a thesis on how to bring Vulcans back to life with electromagnetic pulses.
Yes.
Send that to the Starfleet Science Academy.
Okay.
How to make meat puppets.
How about Sofek or Zanny or Yezikov? Anything else you want to add?
Sofek, I think he's going to start running and inputting data for simulations to try and figure out what the end result would have been
Oh, okay, cool.
if we hadn't stopped it. He wants to figure out what the atmospheric composition would have been to help narrow down, see if we know what race would have been able to survive in that form of environment.
Yeah, I dig that. Okay. And Zanny or Yezikov? Sorry, not Zanny. Yezikov?
Jessica would be like calculating whether like this poses like an immediate threat to any of your surrounding planets.
Okay.
If it can travel, like and
So you and Sofek
report
are
to
probably
Starfleet,
working
like
together.
immediately. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
like sending a report immediately to Starfleet to make sure that the planet's like quarantined.
All right. Cool. Okay. So they put up warning buoys. That's what they suggest to you guys, and then you carry on with your investigation because technically none of this is Federation space, right? This is all new, uncharted territory. So that is where we're going to end tonight. Good game, everyone, and thanks for watching. To the people who are here, Chav Hunter, thanks for chatting with us while you were here. It's really early where you are, so I really actually appreciate you being here. I'm the GM Tim. You can find me at the GM Tim on pretty much all social media. The music you were hearing earlier and we'll hear in a few minutes is from Norse Foundry. It's free to stream on Twitch, so if you have other streams that you want to do. Norse Foundry is an awesome dice site. Go check them out. And you can catch us here every 2 weeks. You can join some of us on Star Trek Online every Friday night. You can catch Fenrir Rising on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Monday of every month, which is a Cyberpunk 2077, and then another one on the Wednesdays, 2nd, 3rd, 4th Wednesdays, done by some awesome people here. It's so much fun. I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna go. So live long and prosper. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Nice silent waves.
I know.